I'm honored and privileged to be here before you and humbled by the opportunity to work for you and all tribal member shareholders. I was happy to be able to sit through this morning's session where all the board candidates got up here and talked about their vision for Sealaska, independent candidates and current board slate candidates. These are some of the messages I heard. We must be profitable before 7i. We need to live our core native values. We need a lower cost structure, less expenses. We need to respect our shareholders by providing more open and honest communication. We need management in Juneau. We need to protect our land but maximize value. We need success for our children. We need change. Those were the views of all of the independent candidates. And it makes me so happy to know that we are truly pulling together. There's no difference from that view. To hear people that care about Sealaska, to put these views forward, intelligent, smart views based on extreme experience. The current board and management share all of those. And if what you just saw doesn't indicate change, I wouldn't know what is. A new chair, a new CEO, new management team, retirement of someone that has been so special to Sealaska, Rick Harris. I know Rick will be involved. I know Albert will probably be more involved in the corporation. He is such a tremendous chair. But as chair, he doesn't get to speak to motions as much as he may want. So I expect him to be heavily involved in this change. And I know Chris will continue to work on Native policy. But it's change. It's proof that we're changing. And all I want for you to think about, all those items that you heard from the independent candidates. I wrote this speech earlier this week, and I hope you can see that we are pulling together. It makes me happy to know that we are, because it makes it easier for all of us to envision the picture that David provided, that our roots are intertwined. It makes us strong, and it makes my job easy. I want to thank the independent candidates for all the thought and everybody that cares about Sealaska who put their views forward. We're going to be successful. Before I provide some information on our strategic plan, I'd like to provide some biographical information on myself, starting with my traditional introduction. Ganak yuchat duasak, chak nachat sati, tsagwedi ayachat, kwashkakwan yadi ayachat, koyakan athabaskan dutchchan ayachat, yakan chuya kausli tsaki hit dach ayachat, Keek Kwan Ayachet, Yakudat Kwan Ayachet. My mother, who was introduced, thank you for being here, is Koyukon Athabaskan from Rampart on the Yukon River. I was blessed that Clarence Jackson decided to adopt her into the Tsagwedi. I'm Eagle Killer Whale, Tsagwedi. I'm a child of the Quashkakwan. My father's from Yakutat, Alaska. I grew up in Yakutat. I moved to Juneau for my schooling years. I met my wife there, Mandy. Thank you for being here. Mandy, my children, Alex in front, Ainsley, and Addie. Thank you very much. We love being back in Juneau. We lived in the San Francisco Bay Area for 14 years. Being back in Juneau means we can hunt, fish, put up traditional foods, dance in a native dance group. It's wonderful to be back in Juneau. I commercial fished growing up. I long-lined and I power trolled based out of Yakutat through high school. After high school, I went to Stanford University and got an industrial engineering degree. I always knew I wanted to have a finance and investment career. I always knew I was going to come back to Southeast Alaska. It didn't have to be for Sealaska, but working in Southeast Alaska for our people, it could have been for Tlingit and Haida, anybody. Sealaska is how it ended up. I was the treasurer and chief investment officer for Sealaska for the last 8 years. I worked and operated over our investment funds. I worked with our banking relationships. I had oversight of many of our active investments. It was a great opportunity, that 8 years, to work with Rick and Chris and the board and so many of the other management and to grow, to improve my leadership skills. I worked hard to understand every aspect of the corporation. I worked hard to understand everybody's role within the corporation. I strongly look forward to accomplishing the strategic plan I'm going to lay out for you. We have a strong team, and I'll introduce some of them, who have been working closely with the board to create this strategic plan, and we've already been making progress. We'll have another low revenue year in 2014, but barring a market fall, we are forecasting a profitable year. There's not going to be a repeat of 2013. We want to make sure we communicate high-level financial information like this to our shareholders. The board has directed management to create good, transparent communication of our financial status. This needs to be a change. We're going to build trust through this process. Financial forecasting is difficult, though. It often ends up being wrong. But we need to be able to describe how we accomplished our success when our forecasts are right, and we need to be able to describe what went wrong when our forecasts are off. This is going to be a learning process. I hope the shareholders are patient as we start this new communication plan of letting you know where we're heading and highlighting milestones as we create success. This kind of communication will be key to building the trust with our tribal member shareholders around our strategic plan and get everybody comfortable with the direction Sealaska is heading. To start, I'd like to say that being profitable before 7i, you heard so many of the independents mention this, you've heard it on Facebook, it's a true short-term goal. There's no more significant goal that management and the board have than achieving that in a short time period. At this point, we focused on cost reduction and restructuring our operating entities. These are both keys to our strategic plan. But to become profitable before 7i, we need to make new operating investments or acquisitions. I'll circle back a bit and describe the operating restructuring and narrowing of operations that we've already achieved. We sold 2 operations that we assessed did not fit our long-term strategic plan, either because they didn't fully align with our core native values or they didn't offer enough opportunity for tribal member shareholder employment. The sales that have occurred and another that will occur soon accomplish 2 positive things. They allow us to focus our oversight on fewer operating entities. I heard an independent candidate mention that. We want to have all our operating entities fit our core native values and be a part of our long-term strategic plan. The sales also provide additional investment capital to make new investments. The operational sales do have the effect, though, of bringing down our revenues, as you saw in 2013 and you'll see in 2014. But this leads well into the second and potentially most important aspect of our strategic plan, which is to make new operational investments that provide necessary profit and, again, fit our values and fit our long-term strategic plan. One of the keys to this strategy has been accomplished by maintaining significant investment capital and access to financing, even in the face of the losses that occurred last year. The access to investment dollars, combined with the management team and board oversight that will lead our investment efforts, provide us a strong platform to achieve success. One of the key members of our team, COO Terry Downs, who's been with us for a couple of years, was brought in specifically for this purpose. Terry has a significant acquisition and operational background. He was the COO of a public company. He's also spent time with a private equity firm where he both helped helped them make new investments, but also provided operational improvements to their companies. Terry is building a process with the management and the board where we make smart, value-oriented investments in entities that fit our core native values, have strong management, show the ability to grow profitably, provide tribal member shareholder employment, and also have a well-thought-out risk management plan. Terry, along with myself and other members of the management team, have been working with banking partners and industry contacts to create a network that help find acquisition opportunities for us. This is a valuable process. One, because it allows us to really understand an industry before we make an investment, but it also allows many opportunities to flow up to Sealaska. So we can choose from hundreds, not just one or two. We can choose from hundreds of opportunities to make sure our investments in the future are the best fit for Sealaska and provide the best value. We plan to have new investments and operations by the end of this year and into the early next year, and they will be a material benefit to our 2015 financial status, and they'll put us on a clear path to being profitable before 7i. Another one of our strategic plan items that is well underway is cost control. It plays a significant role in making us profitable in 2014, but also in getting to our goal of being profitable before 7i. We need to maintain a robust operating team, but we won't be able to achieve our goals if we cannot maintain discipline to cost control. We've already reduced overhead costs by almost $5 million in 2013 alone. We have additional cost savings in 2014. And another very important step in fulfilling our strategic plan is securing our final land entitlement. You've heard so many mentions of that. It truly is a significant goal of ours. It has to be accomplished. So many people have worked hard on it. It's effectively stuck in Congress right now. The team that's been working on it, Jaylene, Rick, Chris, have pushed it to a point where everybody back in DC says, you've done the right thing. It's ready to go. Congress just hasn't come over and been able to make it through the process yet. It's there, and Jaylene, and I know Rick, and others on the team will continue to push that. Jaylene, who's been introduced, is a significant part of our membership team. She's going to be pushing the land entitlement, but almost all policy priorities for Sealaska. The fourth contributor to our strategic plan is streamlining our government contracting or government services entities under a single holding company called Sealaska Government Services. This restructuring provides cost savings and operational efficiencies, but should also provide a strong base for business development efforts. Government contracting is an ever-challenging field with many competitors and typically slim margins. But we feel the 8A program is still a good tool to help build a sizable government contracting platform, and it'll be a strong contributor to Sealaska's profitability. Terry Downs and I will work closely with the strong management team we have in our government contracting entities, which includes tribal member shareholder Derek Fredrickson, who has led Sealaska Environmental Services for over 8 years and built it into a successful and profitable services company. Lastly, we need to create a sustainable Southeast business and economic development unit. Ha'ani LLC will be a key in this effort, but it also includes planning for the successful completion of our lands bill and the creation of a long-term sustainable natural resource platform. This platform should include a sustainable timber harvest plan. It should include mineral development done in an environmentally sensitive manner, and it should also include any other innovative uses of our land base. The board and management share a strong philosophy that we need to look to create profit from our land, but within a strategy that requires we protect our land, be environmentally sensitive, and create social license when we operate within our communities. We also believe that if there are sustainable core industries within Southeast Alaska, like fisheries, tourism, mineral development, and timber harvest, It helps Ha'ani LLC achieve its economic development goals of creating entrepreneurial opportunities for our communities. The efforts we are taking in Southeast Alaska will provide profit for Sealaska, but also be a key component of improving our Southeast economy. Russell Dick, the CEO of Ha'ani LLC, will be a large part of our success in Southeast Alaska, and I look forward to working with him and his team in these efforts. I want to confirm that through all of our strategic plans, we will be dedicated to following our core Native values and providing strong support to our cultural, educational, and policy partners like Sealaska Heritage Institute. Sealaska's mission is to strengthen our people, culture, and homelands. I will lead the entire management team and all employees to show the shareholders that we can accomplish this. We also have a vision that's been maintained for a few years now, that we want to see Sealaska as a globally successful entity that lives its core Native values, and we want everybody to see that our core Native values creates the success of Sealaska. When we tell partners this strategy, our goals, they support it and they celebrate it. It tells us that we're on the right track. It tells the management team that we are on the path to success. I look forward to earning your trust through successful operations built through the dedication to our core Native values. Thank you. Gunak Chiish.